And then we get into some shrimping. Didn't know there was going to be a toe job in this movie, did you?
I was not prepared, Julia. I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like my notes are kind of like off the page, like, I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Shrimp? Mhm,
Mhm.
okay." And then, we've had eggs, and now we have shrimp. Okay, great.
Welcome to Horror Movie Survival Guide, Disco Citizens, the podcast where gorehounds
And best friends, Terry Gamble,
and Julia Marchesi break down a different horror movie each week,
exploring a multitude of genres, subgenres,
and subgenres,
classic and cult,
international,
and underground flicks alike, determining which films are the goriest,
and offering up Horror Movie Survival Guide tips to help you
stay alive.
Howdy, Disco Citizens. It is time for another movie here on Horror Movie Survival Guide. I am Julia.
And I'm Terry. Welcome to the show. Oh my gosh, Julia.
This
We
week,
contain multitudes. Can
I
we just say
know.
that?
Last week we did M from 1931. This week we are doing 1989's My Mom is a Werewolf. So you never know. We zig when you think we're going to zag here on Horror Movie Survival Guide. Never can tell. Title of this episode is Werewolf Chic. Tagline for this movie is Jennifer's mother is having an identity crisis. This was
It's
written by
also Mother's Day week, so that's partly why we had to do a mom movie. Come on.
a mom movie. Written by Mark Pirro and directed by Michael Fisher, which I, of course, have watched with my mother because my mother loved Teen Wolf so much. She dressed up as Teen Wolf for Halloween. So, we had to go.
The cutest mom on the planet. Oh my gosh. That costume is one of my favorite things. You might, if you're willing to put it on for the Patreon, I feel like we could put it there because it is so good.
The confidence, the swagger she has of Teen Wolf, I don't know if I've seen before or since. So let's start with some Wolfie song. Hey there, Little Red Riding Hood, our good old Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. And we meet our mother, Leslie Shaver, played by Susan Blakely, her daughter, Jennifer, played by Tina Caspary, and her husband, Howard, played by John Shook, who is just like a cartoon come to life. Like his face.
Well, literally, I mean, he was one of the Herman Munster like in his
Yeah.
lifetime. So, he has that face. Even without the makeup on, I'm like, you're still Herman to me. I'm sorry. Like that's like all I can ever see when I see him is just it's incredible. Yes. He is a cartoon come to life. I love him.
So he was excited to come home for dinner because he was really hungry for his roast. But then mom reminds him that she is vegetarian and she's going to be making a spinach seaweed quiche with cultured yak butter that she's very excited about. And he's like, can't make it for dinner after all. Sorry.
Yeah, and he sneaks some food in, he has it in a little bag when he eventually does make it home and that the dog gets into, and so you get that he's probably it reminds me a little bit my dad is not a vegetarian and my mom is. So growing up, I was like, this was kind of sometimes felt a little this way, where my dad and I'd be like, we're gonna go to In-N-Out, don't tell mom, and then we're gonna go and then we come home and have whatever dinner she made. My mom's a great cook, thank goodness, but it could feel that way sometimes. Sometimes
Sure.
you just sometimes you wanna roast or a burger or something not vegetarian. So, yeah.
But Jennifer is going not going to be there for dinner either. She's going with her pal Stacey to the horror sci-fi convention, which is my favorite part of this movie, the little baby horror convention from 1989, where they're like, "Ooh, look, it's Famous Monsters magazine. It's Cinemagic. Let's Fangoria. Let's put all the things there." It was very, very cute. It was like in one tiny room in like a hotel convention center.
Yes, it's so cute. And of course, off to the side, there's going to be some charlatan of a psychic over there hanging out, played by the incredible Ruth Buzzy, mostly known for me, I know from Laugh-In, from Ronan Martin's Laugh-In. And so she's an incredible comedic actress, playing this off the wall, of course, scenery chewing psychic, but also Stacey at the convention. We got to talk about how insane she is for all the characters, everything she knows. She's our Randy, Radish, like all the person who knows all the lore. She's the one. We need this friend because we're going to need her help later, obviously.
And what she lives for? She lives for monsters. So, okay, I will say
she lives and breathes monsters. Yes,
as we know, I identify very heavily with Stacey. I too enjoy monsters, but Jennifer, as her best friend, just continually shoots her down about her. She's just like not into it and making it seem kind of annoying. I was like, is this a new thing for Stacey? How long have they been friends for? Why is she friend? Like if I had someone who like I'm talking about Stephen King and they're continuing to tell me how much they hate Stephen King and how lame it is, I don't know what that is as a friendship. That seems strange.
Well, I feel like they are kind of trapped with each other because I feel like it's a smaller town, not small, but smaller. And they seemed it like they probably grew up together and like they've just been smushed together for a long time. I don't know whether it's a new thing, but I feel like just that weird 80s thing of like, you're a nerd. I'm going to dunk on you because you're a nerd. And then like feel like just the writing in this movie, you
Yeah,
know, kind of got a
sure.
lot of those things where like even Stacey's trying to hit on Ralph, which I love. There's always some guy named Ralph in these
Uh-huh.
80s movies.
Yep.
Even like, Happy Days and everything, there's always a Ralphie. And so even her being obsessed with this guy, like just everybody that she tries to hang out with seems to be really annoyed with her. And I feel kind of bad for Stacey, but
Yeah.
also she's buck wild and she's like also just you can tell she's like a walking hormone too. So it's a
Mhm.
lot going on for her as
Well,
a character.
she is more interesting than the main character, which I feel like, she's kind of the straight man in this movie, Jennifer, right? She's got to be the one who's
Yeah,
got to show everybody else
our
how normal
hero.
she is because they're weird. But so the
When
Madam,
she has a cartoon dad
she
and
has a
a
cartoon
and
dad.
a and a and her vegan, like, vegetarian mom, like, I don't know, there's a lot going on for 1980 whatever.
It's true. It's true. So the fortune teller tells Jennifer that she has the sign of the pentagram on her face and gives her card because she says you're going to need it. There's something coming for you. And she doesn't believe it, of course, goes off.
And she
Nah,
says it's
it's
an
fine.
animal, and, like, Jennifer's, like, skeptic the whole time. She's like, "Why do you got 2 crystal balls?" She's like, "Oh, it's something sometimes I need a second, confirmation, a second opinion." She's great. It's Ruth Buzzy doing Ruth Buzzy, so, that
Yeah.
is, I think, super fun. Yeah.
I would like more horror convention scene. I would just say that.
Well, hello, of course, because there were so many fun things that they, picked up along the way. But I wish they had done like maybe it would have been fun if they had at least one little werewolf thing. I feel like in that
Hmm.
opening, which they kind of didn't. That was a miss in that
I
convention.
agree.
That would have I think sold it as well too. But we flashed to the news. We cut back home. Dad is watching, and there's been a ferocious dog attack. We find out there's like some like dog situation going on. Mr. Lamont, thought he saw a wolf. There's like a cut of the actual newspaper. And so they're discussing all of this. While dad's talking about he has to get ready for his annual pre-Christmas sale. So it's almost Halloween. And so Julia's favorite time of year. So everyone's
Yeah.
getting ready. So they're putting up decorations for a Halloween party. There's a lot going on in the household.
And mom's trying to break through to dad a little bit. Dad's a little bit vacant, and she's trying to be like, "Hey, what's up, dad?" And dad falls asleep while she's talking. So, not feeling particularly loved at the moment. And the next
Yeah, and he
day
has got his
during
friends over. Yeah,
he's
to
got his
watch
friends over.
football.
I got to tell you, men screaming at football is one of my least favorite things. I cannot abide it.
They
I mean,
don't
my
do it for
brother and my
you.
father did. My brother and my father did it all the time, and I was like, "What? Why do you have to yell? Why? They can't hear you. What is it? I don't understand."
It's like us at the theater when we go, "Ah," and we see something with disgust. It's literally the same thing. It's theater for boys.
Uh-huh.
Don't be
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
mad. That's literally
Okay.
all it is, Julia. It's literally that. It's like how we yell when we watch a certain movie. That's them watching football. Same deal. We
Well,
can't
my
change the
mom and
fate of
I,
the movie either,
we got
right? It's
back
the
at
same
them by
shit.
watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer and yelling as loud as they did at Buffy
Yeah,
to see. So
exactly.
I was like, "Here you go. Have at it."
That's all it
This
is.
is
It's the same.
yeah.
So it's theater for boys. And so the mom, she's trying to get through, and dad just like hands her his empty beer, and she's like, ugh. So she's frustrated. So she decides, what is a mom in the 80s gonna do when she's frustrated because it's America?
Go
You go
shopping.
shopping. So she heads into
But
town.
it
Mhm.
doesn't seem like fun shopping. This seems like errand shopping. These are things that you have to buy. You don't necessarily want to buy, but she does need to buy a
A
fleet
little bit of
collar for
both.
their dog
Mhm.
Marbo, which they don't explain what name is, but that's cool.
It's his real
And
name. It's in the credits. That's
oh,
the dog's
Marbo is
real name.
Marbo.
It's Marbo the dog is playing Marbo the dog. That's why
Oh,
his
that's
name is
cute.
Marbo. That's
Okay.
why.
Now, John Saxon isn't necessarily an actor that I would necessarily find attractive. However, in this role, he's doing a good job. I was like, okay, I
You don't
see
think
it.
he's hot? He's hot.
No,
I'm
I don't. The
sorry.
rug, I can't with the rug. Like
The rug
it's
is
so
not great,
silly.
but you know what's hot? His, like, chiseled jaw,
Mm,
his little smile, his eyes. He's, I think, very handsome. And I get it, like, especially if you're a mom of a certain age and you are dealing with you have a cartoon husband at home. She's
yep.
married to Herman Munster. Like, don't
Yep.
don't forget about that part. So it's like you see this other guy and it's like, ah, he's kinda got a little swagger about him. He's got his
Yep.
cool sunglasses on during the day, and he
I
gives
mean,
you product for
yeah.
free because he's flirting with you, and you're like, "Oh, I'll take these free flea collars, thank you."
Yeah, why not? He's got his eyes red, looking at her, hypnotizing her immediately when she comes in. He is standing in front of a container of mice, and we get to see him eat a mouse, which is very delightful.
Right, as soon as she
And
leaves, yeah, a
as
little snack
and a
snack.
werewolf owning a pet store, I gotta say, thumbs up on that one. I like it. So
Yeah.
as right as she walks out of the store, a guy runs by and grabs her purse, and now we're gonna have John Saxon's gonna show her just how manly he is by picking him up and throwing him very satisfyingly onto a truck bed full of eggs. I hate eggs, but I gotta say, I was like, that's pretty satisfying. That's a pretty good
I
satisfying
wondered about that
squish.
for you. I was like, "Is that okay for you?" Because I know you're not an egg person, but to see them be destroyed in that fashion, you were okay with that. Okay, great.
Yeah.
And so, mom is like, "All right, wow, my hero." I mean, the guy chases him through like a car wash, and like it's like not just like a short little like jaunt.
Hmm.
Like he has to go around the corner, down the way, back around again, and brings it back. Her purse is now soaked in sudsy because it's gone through the car wash, but at least it's returned to her.
Hmm.
As a thank you, she's like, she eventually runs into him later because he shows up where she goes to lunch. And he's like,
Well,
"Yeah, I
yeah,
want to get you
he says
lunch."
he wants to take her to lunch, and
Mhm.
but he won't use the silverware because it spoils the taste of food. So Jennifer and Stacey have this hatched up this plan where they know that mom and dad are having troubles, and maybe if we said dad bought her these flowers that dad totally did not buy, that maybe that mom would be okay. But then they only see her with this stranger where he's actually licking her hand at the table, and I was like, all right, he's going for it, man, go for it.
Oh, he moves so quickly. I was like, "Oh, okay. Mom is like, this marriage is more rocky than maybe we thought." Or maybe mom's more open, or maybe mom's hypnotized more than we thought too.
Hmm.
So he goes in for the kiss. They're in this little booth, in this gorgeous French restaurant, Francois. The girls are doing such a bad job trying to hide that they're watching though. Like it's also the hijinks of like 1980 whatever of them like deet 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 over in this booth. We're right next to it, conspicuously underneath the table, pulling up the
Yeah.
tablecloth. Anyway,
Hmm.
but mom's not
He,
paying attention because she
I
is
know she is
mesmerized by this
definitely
guy.
hypnotized. And
Yeah.
I like that he tells her that he wants to crawl up inside of her and die. And you're like, that should be romantic, but no, it doesn't sound very romantic. And everything's going like it's supposed to go until her crepe Suzette arrives that are on fire, and he freaks out and runs because he's a werewolf.
He doesn't like flame, he doesn't like fire. He even had put this guy next to him had a cigar, and he had put the cigar out during the meal, like, "Oh, the smell of it ruins my meal," kind of a thing. He'd gotten away with it, but
Which is
he
interesting
loses
because
his
I
mind,
don't
and he stiffs
hear.
her with the bill because he said he would
Yeah.
pay for it, even though she insisted she would pay because he had helped her and found her purse. She's like, "I couldn't have even had this lunch without you." But he orders, like, like, all these things, like filet mignon, Dom Perignon, like, all these fabulous things, and then stiffs her with a really expensive bill.
I've never heard of werewolves being killed by fire, but it makes sense that they can. I've always only heard it's like silver bullet, silver, like that's it. But
Yeah.
every movie is different. We like to hear the lore from every different movie. Yeah, so she is very, very mad. So she's just gonna walk right on over to his pet shop and be like, you need to pay me back for this. What the fuck? And he's like, why don't we go in the back room? Get a little saucy. And you're like, well, all right.
So she finds her way through the back room, and the back of this pet shop is not like anything else. He has made this like layer. It is a sex dungeon essentially. Like it's like, but with
Hmm.
like some animals around. It's like a little jungle dungeon.
It's very
It's like
organic.
very that. It's lots of like greenery on the walls and stuff. Absolutely, very organic. Um, and so he entices her with a cocktail, and she's like, "I shouldn't," and he's like, "I hypnotize
Yeah.
you with my red eyes. Yes, you will have this
But please don't
deliciousness."
put another live goldfish in my drink, please. She said she downs two immediately, and then we get into some shrimping. Didn't know there was gonna be a toe job in this movie, did you?
I was not prepared, Julia. I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like my notes are kind of like off the page, like, I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Shrimp? Mhm,
Mhm,
okay."
mhm.
And then, we've had eggs, and now we have shrimp. Okay, great. And he immediately bites her toe, and she freaks out, as she should, because it is not just an ordinary bite. It looks real bad real fast. And she's like, "What the heck?" Like, yeah, you can kiss my toe, but that's a little bit above and beyond. And so she runs out of there. Um, but he's already left his mark because now she has been bitten. And she doesn't
Yep.
know by a werewolf.
And he also tells her, "You'll forget for now." So she is foggy clouded. So
And the girls have
we,
followed though, mind you. They've
yeah.
girls followed and they saw some of this going down. They didn't see the bite, but they saw that mom went into the back of that store and was about to get it on with this guy. And so, but they got stopped by the police and are sent home. So Jen is pissed and she's freaking out now because she's like, Mom, I saw you having lunch, making out with this guy. But she confronts mom about it when she gets home. But mom
Mhm.
is like, I don't know what you're talking about. And, Jen is like trying to get her to tell her the truth, but mom does not fess up to any of it.
I gotta appreciate a person who will just go up and confront immediately, right? Like this is a teenage girl going in and like
Mhm.
really being like, "Okay, mom, what are you doing?" And she doesn't remember. Uh,
And
but
Marbo runs up to their dog is like, doesn't, when
not
mom
about
gets
mom
home
anymore.
too. Yeah, freaks out because there's something wrong with mom too.
But then when dad gets home, mom's dressed in something pretty cute and looking real foxy. And I was like, Susan Blake is getting into some lingerie in this movie,
So
looking
she
out of
something
sight.
has been ignited in her from the afternoon, and she is big old horny. And so she's trying to seduce dad. And she's hot for him, but he rebuffs her, unfortunately.
No, they do
Y-
scrump here.
Okay,
But she does have some wolfy dreams about a
that's
dream
right.
within
Okay.
a dream within a dream where there's a melted head and then she wakes up and then it's actually the melted head and then
Oh, yeah. Is
wakes up
this
for
the
the
one where
third
he's
time.
crying at night though too, where he thinks that that's like not a problem or a problem too, where he's like, but she makes him steak or makes him a roast, and so he's excited because she actually makes him some meat too, because
Yeah.
yeah, as the things go on too. Hmm.
hmm so when she wakes up, she still thinks she's everything's normal, but when she brushes her teeth, she realizes that her toothbrush is in little shards because she now has giant fangs. The her answer, go back to bed. And I was like, pretty good answer. If I feel like I would maybe too, I'd be like, no, I'm not going to accept this. I'm going to go back
Well,
to
she
bed.
thought she
Maybe
was
this is still a
dreaming.
dream.
Yeah, she
Right.
thought she's, like, still in the dream, because she also had this weird thing where, like, because, John Saxon had gotten in her head during the night too, he said, "I'm in my thoughts, in your thoughts, in our thoughts." He's got this whole, like, thing where he, like, mind melds and tries to, like, jump into her dreams anyway, and so he has been influencing her, so, she's like, "Yeah, back to bed."
Mhm. And then she decide when she wakes up and they're still there, she decides to go to the emergency dentist. Uh, and she actually goes outside in her teddy and comes back in. But Dr. Rod, this man has one scene, and he's like, I'm gonna slay this scene. I'm gonna use everything I got in this scene. He thinks she has the sexiest teeth he's ever seen. He's so sleazy. He's got like gold chains, rings over his gloves. I love it.
He is a dentist, he'll be
And
a
a
success.
success.
Yeah, he is very that dentist because he clearly, does not seem to be the one who numbs anyone. He seems to be that kind of dentist that's just like, "I am the emergency dentist. I'm your last resort." He
Hmm.
is not the dentist you want, he's the dentist you end up with, And so the whole waiting room hears her in there, and they eventually all disperse as this appointment's going on because it sounds so bad. But there is one gentleman in the waiting room who clearly loves torture, and his smile when he's in there
Ugh.
listening is so distressing, and he has the craziest looking teeth you've ever seen, and he's like, "Huh, I like it. I like how this sounds bad." This is the weirdest, the scenery chewing of all these, like, side subplot people that she goes through from this and the hairdresser. I was like, "These people are insane, and it's so fun." And what a fun role to come in and just come and do this for a couple of days and be like, "I'm gonna
Yeah.
be this wild ass dentist who has dreams of going to Beverly Hills and being a good dentist and being like a good
Yeah.
cosmetic dentist, but clearly does not have the talent or the acumen to do that." It also
Yeah.
seems like he's kind of running a sex, like, dentistry, like, he's gonna drill he's like, "Do you want drilling or filling?" And you're like, she's like, "Filing? I need my teeth filed?" Like,
Yeah,
that whole
maybe
sequence, I was
that's the
like,
code word. I need a
that's what
filling,
it
and you're like,
seemed like. It seemed a little bit like those moms that were in that waiting room were there for him as, like, a sexy
"I
dentist, and, like, this
interesting."
was like a, like, porn setup. It did not seem like he was an actual dentist.
But unfortunately, the filing and even the electric drill will not touch her fangs. They are so strong. So she heads home. On the way, she's just going to stop at the butcher and will literally drool all over the case because she is so hungry for meat.
and almost takes this lady's hamburger that's on the counter as this other lady in front of her as the guy is describing the different meats, and she just starts eating raw meat in the car ride home. And of course she's gonna sing in her car, and there's an old couple in the car next to her. This is my one of my favorite little sequences. And they're like, "Oh, honey, oh, I haven't seen one of those in a long time, a singing werewolf. How sweet." And you're like, "Oh, this is normal in this town? Okay, sure."
I like it. We live in a world where that's just, where we have old people who are used to singing werewolves, where characters have seen Galaxina 356 times. It's just that kind of movie.
Yep.
So she, when she gets back, there's at the Halloween party, and
There's a
and
Halloween
Ralph
house
is
party
there,
at her house.
right?
Yes, at
Right,
their
which
house that Jen has been putting together.
Stacey's
Yeah.
crush, and she just shoves a bunch of raw meat into Ralphie's mouth and tells him to come up for dessert. We're like, okay, mom, all right, a bunch
And
of
Ralph
raw
is like,
meat in your
"Mom
mouth
is
though.
looking hot though," but he's mesmerized though because she is starting to wolf out, and they think it's makeup, like the kids, because it's Halloween. She has the cover of that it could be her Halloween costume. And so they're like, "Oh, she's just a hot werewolf. That's all she is. Like her makeup looks great. She looks so cool." But we are learning it's not makeup. She's in the midst of changing and she is not enjoying it. She ends up hauling herself in the bathroom for over 30 minutes trying to shave all the wolf hair that's growing off of her body.
How funny is it as well that the shot when she sees herself in the mirror and screams, the song's Fright Night is playing, and you're like, it's not, but this is from a different, that's okay. It's a different movie. That's all right. So mom is trying to shave her legs. When Ralph comes in for dessert, he then shoves her leg fur into his mouth, which makes me go, "Grr." That's pretty gnarly.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
like it.
Oh, okay. I wasn't as bothered by that. That's Julia. Julia hates it. Oh, Julia hates it. Oh my God, Julia, it's gonna be
Yeah.
okay. Breathe.
But she shaves everything off and it just comes back immediately. So it's
Yeah.
all pointless. And
And there's a
who's going
line
to
outside
show
the
up?
bathroom. Everyone's like
Yeah.
so frustrated, and the party's kind of winding down now because it's not tenable if there's not a working bathroom, and the other one has been clogged by one of Jen's friends.
So guess who shows up at the front door? But our friend Harry Thropin, who uses his hypno powers on Jen to just let her in. Because she's like, I'm not gonna let you into my house, you crazy. And then he just looks and like, oh yeah, come right in. Just that's fine. Such a good power.
Yeah,
And
it's so great. And so he gets inside, and Jen tells Stacey, she runs over, she's like, "Hey," she runs over to Stacey's house, like, "My mom, I've noticed," like, she looks through the keyhole as it was happening, as her mom was trying to shave and all this stuff was going on, then she figures it out. And so she's like, I think my mom's a werewolf." And Stacey's like, "You think I'm an idiot because she's just gotten rebuffed by Ralphie. She's feeling in a kind of a bad way." She's like, Everyone's just messing with me. I don't feel great about it." So I guess we've set up from the beginning that everyone kind of, messes with her. So the fact that Jen would come and ask her about the
right.
scary things now, she doesn't believe her. So maybe that's why they set up why it was such a like angry juxtaposition at the beginning of the movie. So they could
Yeah, I
set up
guess I
this
think,
thing now where they could set the doubt, you know?
sure, but I guess it's like it's like a Fright Night kind of thing, right? Like where Evil Ed and Charlie, I'm like, I buy their friendship. That
Yeah.
doesn't seem that weird to me, but I guess for this one, I'm like, but now she come handle, and she's like, oh, you just got to get a silver bullet and kill her because that's how you scare a werewolf. Like, no, okay, so
Well, she doesn't believe her at first though. She's
of
like,
course,
I don't believe you. And she's like, why are you messing with me? And so but yeah, it's Harry in the meantime is like, "You're becoming immortal," and he's telling her that she, I need a werewife, and what he wants her for. He wants to breed with her, and he wants all this stuff of her. And she's like, excuse me? Like, no, 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 no. Where are we gonna do? Live in a warehouse? She makes all these cute little jokes with him, and
yeah.
like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't want it. But Howard gets home in the meantime, and Harry's got to leave.
So yeah, Harry actually leaps out of the window, and she's all furry, and you're like, all right, what's up?
But Howard tries to reach in and tries to scrump because now he's horny for her now. But she's like,
Yeah.
"Ugh." She's wrapped herself in a sheet because she's all fur town, and he rubs her leg, and he thinks Marbo the dog is in the bed, but it's not Marbo, it's Mama's leg. And then Jennifer is
Hmm.
gonna walk to the city, sadly, thinking about what the psychic had said, and as the words the psychic told her swirled in her mind of like, this is what she meant when warning me about these animals I was going to be fighting with. So she's got to find the psychic for more advice. Our dear Ruth Buzzy. And yeah.
Yeah. And so mom decides she's going to go to the beauty salon. She's going to
She's
get
got
a
to
hair
keep her hair
appointment.
appointment.
Yep. Yep, because when she comes out, she looks normal. So there's like a cycle when the moon's up, I guess, like you're
Yeah.
turning, but when it's daytime, you're not. So instead of the beauty salon freaking out, they're like, "Oh, she's like, that's my ultimate challenge. Let's do it. Got it."
It's like The Dentist, I'm telling you, the same kind of vibe where we
Yeah,
get, again, another really great, character actress, Marsha Wallace, who's been in a ton of things. She's, one of those people, and she's one of my favorite from Teen Witch. She's the school teacher,
yeah.
in Teen Witch who has a big glow up in that movie as well, but she is like,
And
"Woo!"
this is a very similar kind of movie, isn't it?
Yeah. And so very much that. I'm sure probably same casting director or something too. And so she's like, a challenge, great. We got to help this lady out. And so they do their best while she's in the salon. And mom has just got a magazine up in front of her. She's underneath, the hair dryer. So we don't see her face, but we see her hands are hairy. We see that she's going through the change midday. And she didn't notice until they reveal her in the mirror at the end of her appointment.
And she is horrified, but the hairstylist, but it's Wolverine chic. We can make it a thing. She's not into it. So she's got
No.
to find Harry to find out exactly what's going on. And I like that we see him just munching on some dog food. Just like he likes his filet mignon, but he'll take some dog food too.
He'll take what he needs. He has also kind of got that vibe about himself, but also the girls are trying to get hip to it. So Jen has finally convinced Stacey because Stacey saw mom turn at the salon because she'd made her wait outside to be like,
Yep.
I need you to know, because Stacey did not believe her, but finally Stacey's on board. She's like, okay, I've seen the proof. I believe you. Your mom is a werewolf. Let's see what we got to do. So she consults the oracles. She gets Fangoria, and she's got her information. And so because Jen shows up with like all the wrong tools. She has all the stuff to kill a vampire. She's got garlic. She's got like holy water. She's got a cross. She's like, no, no, no. None of those things are for that. And Harry shows up. And he, basically touches and eats the garlic straight up and does all the stuff. And the girls were like, ugh. And so Stacey says, we have to figure out who turned your mom and we have to kill that person because that's the thing that will help stop this change before the moon goes down that night.
So I hope that you are ready for an extended werewolf battle in the bedroom because this movie has it. And I'm like, all right, let's go. I don't know why he's fighting her. He should be trying to subdue her. I don't like he's full on smacking her and punches her. I'm like, I don't know what you're fighting her for, but okay. I
Oh my God,
understand
I
her
love when Julia tries
motivations.
to make stuff make sense. I love it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite thing. Just like,
Why are
they
these
wanted it to
werewolves
look
fighting?
They wanted to look kinky, and they wanted the neighbors to, like, be, like, aroused and
Yeah.
excited, and they got some kinky neighbors next door who are in their own, scene, with some handcuffs maybe and some restraints and whips and chains and things, but they
Hmm.
are, of course, are the neighbors going, "Wait, what's going on over there?" And they've got their binoculars, and they're being a little voyeurs checking out what's happening in their neighbors, and they're like, "Ooh, they're dressed like furries, and they're in gorilla suits, fighting around. How hot." Um but also it's kinda noisy, so they get a noise complaint. So we got cops on the way, and Howard's gonna show up too, and he's pissed because it looks like, something's going on upstairs, and he's not sure what's going on with mama.
And so we're gonna have we have a silver fork. A silver fork is going to be the weapon in this movie. Like we said in Idle Hands a couple of weeks back, you're like, oh, that's it. That's kind of weak, but okay, cool.
No, but they suit up though. They do put does put on like a football kind of like pads and stuff like that and a helmet. And at the end, then she does put the fork on the end of like a long, like, she puts it on the end of a long stick, she ties it up so that she can like impale Harry and get him out of there. And so they go upstairs to go to so this is like the cops arrive, we got Jen, we got dad, so we got everybody kind of converging upon this moment to try to help mom. And so she goes upstairs and she stabs our dear Harry as a full werewolf in the chest. But he doesn't die immediately, and so mom is still a werewolf, and that's upsetting. But she does sit there, and mom almost tries to look like she's gonna bite Jen, and like it's going bad. But all of a sudden, Harry finally dies, and mom slowly morphs out of being a scary werewolf and is herself again.
And now
Um,
Stacy's like, let's tell the world. And so we get a bunch of news vans. And Lucy from Twin Peaks randomly showing
yeah.
up, looking
Also, right on top of that rose.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
looked exactly like she does in Twin Peaks. I was like, oh, Lucy's just popped over. There could be werewolves in
For
Twin
one
Peaks world. Who
line.
knows? One line, for sure.
Yeah. Her little
Yeah,
cameo.
Kimmy
Yeah.
Robertson. I love her. She's so amazing. So then you're like, oh, Lucy's from Twin Peaks, and they're like, oh, Marilyn McCoo from the Fifth Dimension. You're going to be our newscaster. What? Okay, great.
So random. But she's also like a wild newscaster. She's like guiding the story, and she's like just doing leading questions and answering the questions herself. And then she's like, "Why is no one answering me?" And I'm like, "Girl, you're giving the worst interview you've ever given. Why are you not asking actual questions and waiting for answers?" She didn't let any of them get a word in edgewise, and they kind of, you see the news be crafted in front of you. And then, of course, Ruth Buzzy, our madam, the psychic, is going to show up. I predicted it all. She's going to reap the spoils and just start doing readings in front of their house for 35 bucks a pop now. Her prices have
Sure.
gone up
She's
since
got
the
to cash in
$10
on
we
that
saw.
rush.
Mhm.
And the family is okay, closer than ever. Everything seems to be on the up and up until we get a phone call from Stacey in one of her Fangorias. She
Fangoria
reads that,
43,
yeah, if you don't perform an exorcism on the deceased werewolf, the other will change. And you
the
go,
slave
oh no.
werewolf. Yep.
So Jennifer is now a werewolf. Why was she bitten? I don't know.
Looks
Okay.
like she might have been in that tussle. And
Yep.
so that was the deal. And so she has got to perform this ritual, this burial rite, or else she's not gonna be okay. So
So
she's
they
like,
set it up for the
"Stacey."
sequel. My Mom's a Werewolf too. Electric Boogaloo. Still waiting for it. Jennifer goes on the rampage.
Yep, not gonna
We're the only
happen.
ones. We're the only ones waiting for it. I'm the only one.
I I think it's just you, Julia. I think it's
Just
just
me.
you.
Okay.
I think I'm good. I think I'm good with the cute little button. I don't need to see Jennifer.
How do
Or
you
wow, she's not as hot. The
survive?
mom was so hot. And like I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, the mom was kind of hot. How do we
How do you
survive?
survive this movie? Is I guess you don't go to bed with random strange men, but if you're hypnotized into it, how do you resist that?
It's hard to resist. I mean, he did offer you a delicious lunch, even though he stiffed you on the money. Um, your husband looks like Herman Monster. I don't
Hmm.
know.
Hmm.
It's a lot going on.
A lot going on. A lot of questions we have. All right, gore factor. 1, not enough blood to fill a Dixie cup. 2, a puddle of blood. 3, enough blood to gross out the average viewer. 4, a bathtub of blood. And 5 is run for the barf bag. This is a 1. It's not a gory one. It's more comedy, horror, silliness. But we still
And
get
there's
mom's
not really
nasty
any
toe.
blood. You get like mom's toe, and that's about it. And it's not really bloody. It's just turns like blue, like it turns this
It's
weird
like
color.
black. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
looking good.
it's not. Yeah, it's pretty gross, but that's about it. And then we just got a lot of fur, a lot of fur, and a lot of lot of
Mhm.
lot of lot of meats and fur.
Sexy werewolves are a thing, and this movie has one. And if you are into them, it will suit you.
Even that kinky couple next door being like, "Hot, hot," like,
Yeah.
they're even there like, to cheer you on with that, so, next we got Chainsaws. 1, if you're desperate. 2, barely qualifies as a horror film. 3, seen worse, seen better. 4, not too shabby. 5, fantastical. So 3 for me, seen worse, seen better. I enjoyed it, though. What a silly little romp, 1980s goodness, and just to also go be like, "Oh," a lot of, "Oh, oh," a lot of that through
Hmm.
the movie of, fun little name checks and whatnot too, and just great character actors. Just for the dentist and the hairdresser scenes alone, I think
They
worth
are
it.
so fun. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a 3.5 for me. I think it's, as far as 80s comedy horror go, I feel it's not on the level of a Fright Night, but or a Teen Wolf, but it's definitely just under there and like really pulling from those movies to make this one. And I think it's fun, it's silly. You can put it on at a party, right? We're not looking at like
Yeah.
great cinema, but we're looking at something that's worth doing an episode on and saying, hey, maybe if you haven't seen it, check it out.
Yeah,
If
lots of
what
fun
we have
little
talked about
one-liners.
sounds intriguing to you,
Just to see that little scene of the girls trying to, like, so hard to, like, hide themselves while they're watching, I think anyway, it just delights me, it's so silly. Sweet if you like a little silliness, yeah, check
yeah.
it out.
And I do have this one on VHS, so it is one of the old school ones that I own. And if you have another movie you'd like us another werewolf movie perhaps that you would like us to cover that we haven't, let us know. We're always looking for suggestions. You can like comment, subscribe with us. Where can they find us? Where
On
else
the
can we go?
internet, Julia, all over the internet. Just really just look us up. The Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, YouTube. We're most of the places you probably are. And you're already listening to us at somewhere. So I'm guessing you found us. But tell a friend. You can check out all those other spots as well too. You can also get some merch. You can also join our Patreon. You can also follow Julia on 2 other shows. She's got the Losers Club talking all about Stephen King. Been doing just deep dives over there. Y'all get into it. And this year you guys are doing all rankings of all of his books. I've been really enjoying listening
novels,
to novels. So I've been enjoying listening to those episodes. And then it's good stuff. You guys, I love I love how you guys get into it. And then we also do another show called JodoWOWsky, all about Alejandro Jodorowsky. And you also have a couple of films, Julia. You want to tell them about your movies?
Yeah, I have a documentary called Out of Print you can watch streaming, and also a Stephen King adaptation called I Know What You Need. That's on Arrows Player, or you can message me if you'd like to see it. And we are so appreciative of you listening. We talk about things because we love them, but the fact that you want to listen to makes it such a sweet bonus.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you. You have a wonderful week.
Yeah.
Ow, ow!
Disco citizens.
Thank you for listening. Horror Movie Survival Guide is independently produced by Terry Gamble, Julia Marchesi, and Sierra Ryan. Hey, that's me. If you would like to support the show, find us on patreon.com/horror movie survival guide.